Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Penn State versus Rider college basketball matchup on Friday, December 29th, 2023. Of course, if you love all the free picks that we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks. Just head on over to Pickdawgz, click on the premium picks tab. Of course, we also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are meant for people who make big bets and have big bankrolls. If that's you, all you got to do is text the number that you see on the screen and take advantage of it. Of course, no obligation, so go ahead and text. But let's get to this one. Penn State taking on Rider. Penn State entering this one 6-6 on the season, but 6-1 straight up at home, but 3-4 against the number at home this season. While Rider, a dismal 3-9 on the season, 1-6 straight up on the road, and against the spread, just 2-5. So getting all those points hasn't really helped them, and they're just 2-8 straight up in their last 10. 3-7 against the number. But Penn State, we know, with the Big Ten schedule looming, well, they're not going to have too many chances like this against teams like Rider. They did play that mini, kind of season teaser a couple of weeks ago, beating Ohio State in the game in Happy Valley, 83-80 as a 5-point dog in that game, but they had also lost at Maryland by 6 in a game that they were getting 7.5. So in those games against the Big Ten schools, Penn State was competitive. In fact, they beat Ohio State outright. Of course, looking at their out-of-conference schedule in general, it's not like they played the shrinking violet. So, the 6-6, maybe not as bad as it seems on the surface. As we look at, the 1-point loss against Georgia Tech, they were a 3-point home favorite in that game. But other losses, VCU, Butler, and Texas A&M, all very good schools. And of course, that Texas A&M game was a rematch from last year's NCAA tournament. And you know that Texas A&M had that game circled. When we look at Rider and this 3-9 record that they come in with, they've lost 2 of their last 3, but they've won 2 of their last 4. So, in those games against Delaware and against Stonehill, pretty dominating performances. And the thing about the Delaware game, they were a 9-point dog in that game and won that game outright on the road. Last time out at home against Penn, didn't get it done as a 3-point dog, losing by 4. So they've been somewhat competitive, but in these step-up spots, like playing against a big team like Big Ten team like Maryland, they lost pretty badly, 103-76. When we look at some of the big numbers, they also lost to Nebraska, another Big Ten school, by 14 points, but they were getting 14.5. When we look at Rider's offense, they just do not shoot the ball well, just barely over 40%. And Penn State still plays some pretty solid defense. Teams shooting just 30% from beyond the arc against them. And the overall field goal percentage, kind of middle of the pack in the country, slightly better than the national average. Meanwhile, the Rider defense is decent. The Penn State offense just hasn't been very good. But of course, it has been against pretty solid competition. And it's not like the Rider defense is going to scare anybody away anytime soon. Looking at, the early line on this game, Penn State a solid favorite in this game, and I do believe that Penn State certainly has the edge and probably gets the win in this game. I just think Rider probably fights the good fight good enough to cover this big number, and not a game that I love or rushing to the window. And I know it's an afternoon game on a Friday, but still probably not going to be betting it. But if I were, it's a lean to Rider plus the points at the best. And if you guys have anything to say in the comments, to be honest, I'd love to see if you guys can talk me off of it. But anyways, that'll be the pick for now. Of course, while you're doing your picks, check out our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.